Hey, everybody, we're back with Lady Gaga, Barbra Streisand.
This morning, a letter from Brett Kavanaugh's past, perhaps a relevant one in light of his comments before the committee. The New York Times releasing this from 1983, where Kavanaugh, in his own writing, describes himself and his friends as loud.
Yes, we drank beer. I liked beer. Still like beer. We drank beer.
Do you drink beer, like beer, still like beer, drank beer? Then reach for a cold bottle of Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh beer is full-bodied for great drinkability and supreme judgeability. It's the perfect beer for the judge who doesn't want to be judged. No calories, no answers. That's Kavanaugh. The official beer of the Beach Week Ralph Club. Warning, Kavanaugh beer will give you a hangover that lasts a lifetime appointment.
It's The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Welcome to The Late Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. Hey. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Friday crowd to me right there. Right there. That's electric. This room is soaked with gasoline. Thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about Kavanaugh since 1954, I think. I'm not sure. But there is tonight, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I am, we have to take a little brief Kavanaugh pause. A little pause in the Kavanaugh saga. Because the earliest the Senate can vote on his confirmation is Saturday night. So right now, I want to catch you up on some of the stories you may have missed while buried in the Brett Kavanaugh avalanche, or the Cavalanche, as no one is calling it. So call those kids back into the room, because this is less depressing news. Tonight. First up on tonight's less depressing news, you might have missed that we're friends with Canada again. Yeah. It happened. We can't stay mad at you, you moose-loving maple huffers, you ice holes, because on Monday, President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced a new trade deal replacing NAFTA. And the rave reviews are in. Critics hail this deal as modest changes and almost the same as the old NAFTA, but with a different name. Yeah, same thing, different name. This is like when IHOP briefly changed their name to IHOB, but that was more significant change in international relations. And Trump is sure you're going to love the new name.
An incredible new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement called USMCA. It sort of just works. MCA. USMCA. And that'll be the name, I guess, that 99% of the time we'll be hearing, USMCA. Has a good ring to it.
Yeah. Got a good ring to it. It just rolls off the tongue, you know? NAFTA, what's NAFTA? NAFTA's done, okay? No, now it's the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or NAFTA. But I think 99% of the time, 99% of the time, 99% of the time, that's what we're going to be calling it. But his own administration is having a little trouble with the change, especially White House economic advisor and man trying to pretend he didn't just swallow a bug, Larry Kudlow.
And, of course, the North American deal, USA, and to get this right, USAMC.
Judges, I'm sorry, Larry, it's USMCA. USAMC is the new team-up between the USA Network and the AMC, that produces American Zombie Warrior. So Trump is he's trying to heal relations with Canada, but there's still work to do. One Canadian pollster says Trump has the worst popularity numbers for an American president among Canadians that I have ever seen. The negative reaction is visceral and total, which explains why, until Trump leaves office, Canada has changed their flag to this. You also... Right, no blur. No blur. It's a leaf. It's a leaf. It's just a leaf. Just a leaf.
The autumn leaves.
You also may have missed this news story. This is slightly less depressing. The First Lady is not in the States. She's in Africa this week, visiting 4 countries as part of her Be Best campaign. Yes, because no issue is more relevant to sub-Saharan Africa than internet bullying. One of her stops was to a former slave outpost, but she wasn't the First Lady to visit it. CNN noted that Melania stopped to read a plaque that proclaimed it was unveiled by President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama on the occasion of their visit in 2009. Okay, now she's plagiarizing Michelle's vacations. Of course. Of course, Melania might be looking for a safe place to live because experts say that Trump's EPA is moving to loosen radiation limits. Finally, Trump is addressing our nation's critical shortage of Incredible Hulks. The EPA is pointing to a small minority of scientists who claim that smaller exposures of cell-damaging radiation can make people healthier. They compare it to physical exercise. Oh, so true. We all know that.
Yeah.
If you don't have a membership to a gym, here's what you do. Just hit the microwave, okay? I do it. How do I get this sweetness right here? This morning and every morning, I blast my abs for 3 minutes on reheat soup.
That works for you, huh? Okay.
I gotta say, they're feeling pretty soupy. Now, I know this sounds bad, but don't worry. The EPA says the rule change is about increasing transparency on assumptions about how the body responds to different doses of dangerous substances, according to an email from EPA spokesman John Conkus. Actually, John is the name of the EPA spokesman. Conkus is the name of the second head he grew because of too much radiation. I am Conkus. I am Conkus. I am Conkus. Feed me zinc. Conkus needs zinc to live. Conkus wants to love human woman. Love us. Love Conkus woman. Also, and this is important, and this strikes close to home. You guys know my hometown is Charleston, South Carolina, and this fall, as you know, it was hit hard by Hurricane Florence. And before we go on, I want to remind everybody out there that I know you want to help. You all want to help the people in South Carolina and North Carolina, right? Right? You remember. You're from New Orleans.
Yes.
How much did it mean to you and to the people of New Orleans that
so much.
After the Hurricane Katrina hit right there, that know the country turned out and helped you people?
Oh, man, it means the world. It means people care about us.
Exactly. And we need to show the love and continue to show the love to the people of North Carolina and South Carolina who are still suffering from the effects of that storm. And I just want to remind you that you can help by pre-ordering the Late Show's book, raising money for Hurricane Florence relief. Whose boat is this boat? It is. Yeah. If I'm not, it is the world's best-selling compilations of dumb things the president said about a boat. In your face, William Henry Harrison's Wherefore This Skiff. And thanks to your generosity already, Whose Boat Is This Boat is a #1 bestseller on Amazon. Woo! #1, baby. Woo! Yeah. Although, I got full transparency here, I should be clear, we're #1 in the category of books. In the category of power saws, there's no way we could beat the Milwaukee M18 3500 RPM cordless circular saw because the publishers refused to allow my children's book to have a motorized blade. Way to go, Simon and/or Schuster. But if you want to pick yours up, head to colbertlateshow.com/book. And remember, 100% of the Late Show's proceeds go to Foundation for the Carolinas, 1SC Fund, the North Carolina Disaster Relief Fund, and World Central Kitchen. So please, everybody watching, it's a Halloween present, it's a Christmas present. Order this book now and do two things Donald Trump never have. Give to charity and read at a first grade level. We got a great show for you tonight. Now, you know, I like to think that for a middle-aged guy, I got my finger on the pulse of youth culture. At least that's what my friends Gigi and Bella Hadid say when we're playing Fortnite. But occasionally a new trend, event, or way to eat avocado comes along that even I haven't heard of. For example, the annual gathering of YouTube megastars and social media influencers called VidCon. Of course, if you're covering a group of people too young to even be millennials, you want to send the Late Show's new senior youth correspondent, veteran actor Richard Kimes. I figured Richard would be the perfect person to blend in with VidCon attendees because they weren't even born in 1996 when he and I co-starred in an episode of Spin City. Let's take a hashtag look.
Oh my God, what the hell am I doing here? I'm Richard Kind. I am the senior youth correspondent for The Late Show, and we're here in VidCon. Come on, let's go in. Maybe Bryan Cranston will be there. VidCon is where hundreds of thousands of young people meet up to do whatever it is they like to do. You know how many germs are in here? Would you like to selfie face with me?
Like, just take a picture? Or...
You see, those are the words I use. But they use selfie face. But if I wanted to go viral, I first had to walk among them. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. And learn what the kids were into. Info desk? Yeah. Yeah, listen, I'm from the 1950s, and I would like to be a YouTube star. And I don't have a cat. Is there any information you can give me?
Do you like cinnamon?
I do like cinnamon.
If you take a whole spoonful of cinnamon and put it in your mouth while you're holding that camera and try to swallow it, instant YouTube star.
Yeah, instant YouTube fame.
That's hilarious. How can I become a viral sensation?
I ate 100 saltine crackers.
That's something to talk about.
The eat it or wear it challenge.
Again, what?
You get like gross stuff or like good stuff, and if it says eat it, then you have to eat it. But if it says wear it, then you have to put it.
Have you played this before?
Yeah.
We come from different centuries.
Do you know this one yet? The floss?
So this, yes, but floss out. This way, floss out. This way, floss out. And how do? They're flossing. They're all flossing. This is fantastic.
So
what is your name?
Marco.
Marco is now going to teach me how to use a trampoline in the year 2018.
So you're gonna bounce a couple times.
Yeah.
1, 2. You're gonna go down, and you're gonna take a cool picture for the camera.
Okay. No, I'm not. Thank you, Marco. This YouTube stuff is fantastic. Trampolines and bouncing and everything. It's all so new and inventive. I now know what the young people like. Floss. It was time to talk to YouTube's biggest stars to learn what makes a successful channel. First up, lifestyle bloggers Joey and Nikita, who combined have more subscribers than the population of Denmark.
We're gonna give you the basic 101s. If you really wanna turn out and be one of us, honey, we gotta get you selfie ready. We gotta get your pictures up. We gotta get this profile rolling. So go here, And then are we going for like a cute one, or we want like Instagrammable posting?
Yeah.
So we might have to look a little bit more serious. It's almost like you're mad.
Next up, I met with Hannah Hart from My Drunk Kitchen to learn about engaging the audience. Have you ever gotten drunk while you're cooking?
Well, yeah, the show's called My Drunk Kitchen.
I toast to...
Cheers, 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 cheers.
Okay, I like this. Okay.
So how I would start this is by saying, hey everybody, today we're going to make a Choco Taco. How do you make a Choco Taco? Great question. I don't know.
First of all, I got to tell you, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm the curator of the Museum of Lactose Intolerance. But...
What a
So if I eat
messy
any of this,
museum.
it's awful.
Wait, can I have this? Oh, thanks. You know, My Drunk Kitchen is a big advocate of clean as you go. Which is better, to clean while drunk or to clean when hungover? Let us know in the comments below.
And kids, learn to just clean.
Yeah.
Learn not, you're gonna make a mess, but learn to clean. It's as you go, little things. Rinse the plate.
You heard it here first, YouTube. You go clean your room. To find more Hannah, go to youtube.com/Harto.
Okay, to find this, what? I don't think Choco Tacos and cheap wine were a sustainable career for my lactose-intolerant body, so I met with YouTube baker Rosanna Pansino, who's also pivoting to a more healthy lifestyle on her channel.
I just want to say that gravity is real. And it came for me, and so every day I fight it with booty exercises. I'm going to show you one.
Sister, let me
It's
tell
really
you something.
it's really
And wait till you
easy.
see gravity. God is not a kind fella.
Step, and then come back. Step, step, then come back. Step.
You think I've never been to a physical therapist
You got
before?
this.
What are you kidding me?
This is the year of the butt. Everybody's obsessed with it. All my girlfriends, everybody I talk to is like, butt, butt, butt. They're into it. Have you seen the peach emoji? The little peach emoji?
Those are
everywhere.
words that I have never heard ever. Okay, this whole VidCon business is more than my elderly peach emoji can handle. Tired of jumping, tired of flossing. You know what? I'm just tired. Which actually gives me an idea for a YouTube channel no one else has done yet. Click to subscribe, see where I nap next, and who knows, maybe Bryan Cranston will be there.
Thank you, Richard. We'll be right back with Ellen Kemper. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you again.
Now, the last time you were here, you helped us do one of our favorite things, which was get rescue dogs forever homes.
Yeah.
In Rescue Dog Rescue.
Yes, I did, and it's such an excellent cause. I was so happy to be a part of it and honored.
Thanks. Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog. I think you might be able to tell. I got some poor reviews of my ability to hold a dog, apparently.
Yeah. Some people found that your handling
was not
a little
natural.
uncertain.
Yeah. It wasn't that I don't like dogs, it's that I don't know how to hold them.
Yeah. This one looks a little, this guy looks a little worried.
See, I don't. It doesn't make sense. Puppies are so sweet. I should be able to hold a puppy. I don't understand how to touch them in a way that isn't upsetting to them. And I find I was cradling them. It's the sweetest segment in the world.
Sure.
You handled them like a pro. You are a pro. And I didn't. So I'm sorry about that. I like puppies. I'm going on the record.
Apology accepted on behalf of the puppies. I thought you did a wonderful job.
Well, thank you.
The audience, they're cruel.
They're cruel. They're relentless. Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of animals, I need to know about this.
Oh, yes.
You have a new book called My Squirrel Days.
My Squirrel Days. Yes, I wrote a book. It's a collection of personal essays.
So these are stories about your life?
Stories about my life, about growing up in St. Louis and trying to make it. Yes, St. Louis. And yep, it's a great city.
And why Squirrel Days?
Squirrel Days. It refers to a story in the book, which is my ultimately unsuccessful attempt to befriend a squirrel in my backyard. I had human friends, but I also, sort of.
Sure.
Yeah, but I had just seen Dances with Wolves. We all remember the Kevin Costner epic.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was so blown away by like the ability to live in harmony with animals.
Because he had that wolf.
That he danced with. Yes.
Because you only see the wolf a couple of times
You
in
only-
the movie.
yes.
He doesn't actually hang out with the wolf.
Not that
Okay, yeah,
much,
go ahead.
no.
Yeah,
But no,
sure.
correct.
But he
it
does
lets-
dance with the wolf.
He dances with it, and I thought, well, that's something. I think that's admirable. That's enviable, actually.
Sure.
So I attempted to make friends with a squirrel in my backyard, a plump squirrel I named Natalie. Natalie.
Are you sure that it was a female squirrel?
See, no. Or that it was even the same squirrel. It may have been like several squirrels. I don't know. But
You didn't want to be Kevin Costner. You wanted to be a Disney princess.
Correct.
That the squirrels talk to.
That's exactly
and
right.
birds would dress me when I went to the ball. Okay.
Exactly. I think I was just like 2 degrees off. And yeah, I would bring the squirrel snacks and treats. And one day I was climbing a tree, as one does.
Sure.
Yeah.
To be near your friends.
Correct. And I fell off the tree, and literally Natalie was laughing at me. I mean, I don't speak squirrel, but I understand like when I'm being laughed at. So.
You know, you were a smarty pants. You went to Princeton.
I did.
You've got a huge honor coming up.
Yes, I, like you, am going to speak at their class day. That's the graduation of, in 2019. I'm going to be the speaker, which I think you did a few years ago. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have a lot of pressure, especially for alumna to come back? A lot of pressure. Do you know what you want to say to the kids?
I don't. I have some time to plan. I want to be serious. I want to impart some real wisdom, I hope, that I've gathered over the years. But yeah, I don't know. What did you talk about when you gave your speech?
I said you're all gifted. You're all hardworking. Everyone in this audience has the power to change the world. And I said, please don't do that. Because it's working out pretty good for guys like me right now. And they didn't listen.
They didn't listen. They went
I got one of those beer jackets. You know, tell me about the beer jackets on graduation. It's black and orange.
Orange, yeah. Princeton's colors are black and orange, and yeah, beautiful. Halloween.
Yeah, like a bruise.
Yes, yeah. Did you say like a bruise?
Like a bruise.
Yes, just like a bruise. The old Princeton bruise. And every class gets a beer jacket. It's called a beer jacket. I don't know why it's called a beer jacket.
Because there are big pockets on the inside to hide
your
beer
beer
at graduation.
All right.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm anti-beer these days. I just am. People drink. Yeah. No, I am. Enough. Like, keep it. Yeah.
All right, we have beer sponsors, don't we? We have beer.
Oh God,
yeah,
I love
we have
drink beer.
Yes,
Drink lots of. Oh, you'll cut it out. Maybe you'll cut it out. Yeah.
What do you wish you were told when you were that age?
I guess I wish I had been told to know maybe when to stop pursuing something. I feel like that's a valuable lesson. Like if you are trying to go after something and it's not working out, that it's okay to change paths.
Oh, when to give up your dreams.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Like I did
yeah, right.
with a squirrel.
I was able. My alma mater is Northwestern.
Yeah.
And I was able to give that class day speech.
Oh.
And I said, don't be afraid to not follow your dream. Because
did you say that?
If your dreams never change, the world will be full of cowboys and princesses.
That's exactly right. Right.
Oh, if you don't get your dream, you're not a loser. But more importantly, if you do get your dream, you're not a winner.
Right.
There are no winners and losers.
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers said, I'm sorry, what is Mr. Rogers' name?
Fred.
Yes, okay. He gave us, I don't know where, I just saw the documentary, and he gave there was some line about you don't have to be sensational to make like your parents happy or something, where it was just about doing good work rather than something sensational.
Are you going to tell that to your son? Is it
his son, yeah, my son.
How old is he?
James, he just turned 2. No, he's got to be sensational. Yeah.
Well, how's the 2 big? 2 is tough.
2 is tough. You have children, you understand that. He's very
3.
willful. Yeah.
2 is when they start to decide that things should be their way, not your way.
Correct. And
yeah.
he's
How's
wrong.
the struggle going?
The struggle's okay. You are Catholic. I'm also Catholic.
I'm a Catholic.
Yep. I take James to church. I try to, and it's a hard thing for a 2-year-old to go through. I think. Did you take your kids to church when they were young?
I was a Sunday school teacher. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I knew you were a Sunday school teacher. I didn't know that. Did you bring them when they were like babies?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, see, my dad would stay home with the kids and my mom would bring the older kids to church for us. And I'm learning now, like, it's hard for a 2-year-old to sit still and he'll be, you know, going. I start to walk with him, like, around the aisles.
So he struggles and, like, doesn't want to sit down.
Right.
Yeah, he
Well,
probably has the devil in him. Because if he doesn't like to be in church, what other explanation is there?
Right.
Not wanting to be in the presence of the Lord, other than you got the devil.
I got the devil child.
Because my children never did that. My children never did that.
All right.
They were
That's
like,
my
peace be with you.
Yeah.
Peace be with you. I understand that you've also. I know I've gone past Princeton. I got to go back.
Yeah, I think you
I
gotta
just
go
saw
back.
this photo. Somebody did a then and now kind of photos of like people at Princeton and then people now. This is a photo of you. What year is this?
I was 22. I was
You're a senior?
I know, isn't that crazy?
This is you as a senior at Princeton.
What happened? What?
Oh my God.
That is my best friend Josephine Sittenfeld who took that photo. She's a photographer. She was doing a series. She just completed a series of then and now. So I was 22. That was in winter. Why was she? I'm mad in that. She's taking my picture. Like, look how I look.
Are you pulling a face there, or
I'm legitimately mad because she was always taking my photo when I was like sleeping, and I always had my retainer in, and that's my dad. I thought it was cool to wear my dad's
You mean there's
pajamas.
a photo of you like this with a retainer on?
Yes!
And we don't have that one?
No. I'll ask Joe for that. Do you know what's weirder? I had a boyfriend. I did.
You're absolutely adorable. You're absolutely adorable in this photo. But you look like you're an 8.
She called it the Peter Pan photo, which I sort of understand. I'm sort of androgynous. I'm like neither here nor there. I'm 8. I have a lot of my hair. What is my hair? That's what I don't know. I
don't
woke
know.
up like that.
You do look like one of the Lost Boys.
I did, yes.
One of the Lost Boys. Well, My Squirrel Days is on sale Tuesday. Ellie Kemper, everybody. We'll be right back with Sam Elliott. So nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. I'm a longtime fan.
I'm honored to be here, Stephen. Thanks.
This is not the first time anyone said this to you, but man, your voice is just a warm cup of coffee. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. It's served me well so far.
Well, A Star is Born opens tonight. The people out there watching this may or may not have seen it yet if they saw it tonight. I saw it on Monday night, and I have to tell you, it's a movie that 3 minutes in, I thought, there's something really special about this movie. And 2 hours later, I said, no, you're wrong. There's everything special about this movie. It's really incredible.
Thank you. It's, it's like the fourth telling of this tale, and
Sure, 1932 was like What Price Hollywood, I think, and then Judy Garland, Barbra Streisand, and now Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper.
And I think it's the best telling of it,
I would say so too. I would say so too.
It's really a film for the time today, And I lay that all on Bradley. It's a first-time venture for him as a director, and he was just brilliant, as it turns out, as a director.
It was really almost made me nervous.
Yeah.
It made me nervous because it was so good that I kept on thinking, oh, are they gonna blow it in the last 20 minutes? Because it was like watching somebody pitch a no-hitter.
He just kept working at it. He worked at it and worked at it until it was done. And we changed things on the fly.
Now, you play his older brother.
Brother/manager, yeah.
Exactly.
And it's a troubled relationship. There's a long history to it.
At what point did you know there's something special here?
I think I knew in the beginning when I first went and met Bradley, and I'd never known Bradley before working with him. I went to his home one evening, and we spent a couple of hours talking about family and our mothers and the project. And during that time, he played the tape for me, of which he was working with his voice coach for the last 4 months and perfecting this sound-alike voice of mine. Which
well, that's
was
the thing
pretty
is that
weird.
he actually.
It was pretty weird.
He also wrote the script.
I think that he took off on my voice and then felt like if I didn't do the part, what was he going to do? You know, he was going to.
Yeah. He said like he copied your voice. He worked on your voice before he even knew you would do the project.
Exactly. But,
so
you know, when I met with Bradley and saw what he was up to, there was no not doing this piece. You know, I mean, it's a brilliant script. He worked on the screenplay. He wrote music for it. He directed. He edited. I mean, he did it all. And the one thing about him, there's a sequence in the movie where he walks out on stage and he's trying to get Stephanie. He's lure her out the first time. And he says, just trust me. And he turns his back on her and says, that's all you got to do. And he walks out to the edge of the stage. And I remember him asking me that first night, or telling me that. He said, just trust me, man. It's going to be good. And I think that he's presented it to all of us that way. And if odds are, if you trust your fellow performers, your fellow actors, and you can certainly, if you can trust the director, odds are you can get at the truth somewhere along the line. And I think that's what we're in search of.
He captured some amazing performances. Obviously, Stephanie, Lady Gaga. Yep. His own performance is extraordinary. Yep. Dave Chappelle, Andrew Dice Clay, yep. And your performance as older brother. There are scenes between the two of you in moments. There's no words. There's only the relationship between the two.
Yeah, I do better with no words.
I disagree. I disagree. Anytime I can hear your voice, that's always good for me.
Thank you.
Well, we have to take a little break, but when we return, Sam Elliott will do his performance of Lady Gaga songs. Don't go away. Hey, everybody, we're back with Sam Elliott. Your voice is incredible. Let's say you do U.S. Beef, Smokey the Bear, Dodge Ram trucks, Coors beer. Did you expect when you were a young actor that voice would be your calling card?
No. No.
Why?
Well,
Why? People work hard to get those pipes.
When I was a young kid, I didn't have this voice. So, for starters, my mother directed me to sing in a cherub choir when I was 4 years old in Sacramento, California. And I say drug lovingly. I loved doing it. And I always was involved in singing in vocal ensembles and choirs. And my voice progressively over the years started to plummet. You know? And, you know...
Precipitously? Did anyone tell you to get voice lessons to stop it from going
on? Yeah, you know about this encounter. I had an encounter one time. I was working construction. I was a day laborer, and I was going to a workshop studying at night, and I'd gotten a portfolio of pictures together because I heard that you needed to get a portfolio of photos. This was 50 years ago, nearly. I was in the National Guard at the time, and one of the guys that I was in the Guards with had a friend that was an agent at a place called Meyer, Michigan. It was a very upscale agency, and this guy's name was Greenfield. And so he set up a meeting for me, and I went in, and much like we're sitting across this desk, he thumbed through these pictures and closed it up and kind of slid it back over to me. He says, I got two pieces of advice for you. The first one would be go back to Portland, Oregon, which is where I lived at the time or came from. And the second one is if you're going to stay in this town, you got to fix that voice. You got to take some voice and diction lessons and get rid of that Southern accent. You know?
Have you seen him since?
No.
No.
I don't know if he's even in the business anymore, but I never had another encounter with him.
Well, we have a clip here from the movie, and as I said before, you play the manager and the older brother who is trying to do his best for his younger brother who just won't listen to him. And anything else I need to know about this? This is when you're trying to get him to wear the earpieces.
Yeah, he's got this serious issue with inner ear because he's been a rocker and been around music and been around listening to these, loud music all his life. The other thing about Bradley and my relationship, or Bobby and Jack's relationship, is they had a father that Jack was really close to. who was a drunk. He was also a musician, also a singer, and you know, they both had the goods, but Jack was the fair-haired boy, the golden child he was referred to in one version of the screenplay. And Bobby was kind of the wannabe. He was a singer, but he wasn't a writer. He was always singing somebody else's stuff, which led to kind of a contentious jealousy, I think, of some sort from Bobby.
Well, we have a clip here where you are trying to help Bradley Cooper. Jim?
Put me in the ground.
Got to put him in, man.
I told you I can't wear those things, but I wear them. It's just in my head, and I need to be here with everybody else. How
The
fuck am I
doctor
gonna-
said it's the only way to manage this thing, Jack. You're not going to get back what you lost. It's the only way we can manage what you still got.
Oh, wow. I think we're managing pretty good.
What do you want me to do?
You know, the door's wide open if you want to go.
Don't start that. Show a little pride in what you're doing, buddy.
Every scene's given its pace and given its time. Amazing, amazing performances. Now, speaking of your incredible pipes, as I said, Lady Gaga, or Stephanie as you call her, she's the lead. It's an amazing performance.
It's a brilliant performance.
I would love, if you could, just to hear your voice and her amazing lyrics together. Would you be willing to give Lady Gaga lyrics the Sam Elliott treatment? Just open up the taps and let the smooth come out. Would you be all right? We got them right over here. They're in the camera. If you just talk into camera 3 right over there and read those, and they're broken up by line.
Don't be a drag. Just be a queen. Whether you're broke or evergreen. I won't tell you that I love you, kiss or hug you, because I'm bluffing with my muffin.
Now bring it home. Bring it home, Sam Elliott.
Rah, rah, Roma, Roma, Gaga, ooh la la. I want your bad romance.
Sam Elliott, everybody, thank you so much. A Star is Born is in theaters now. We'll be right back.
real good shop for mercenaries.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Super Mega Cast. It has been quite a few weeks since we have made a podcast, but we are back to our weekly schedule of Thursday podcasts now.
Yeah, so you guys can rejoice, because I'm sure they were just hurting for more.
They were just saying, I want to listen to these two guys talk about random shit more. Please, I'm missing it.
I wish they had 50 podcasts, so I had 25 hours of material to listen to non-stop. Well, here we are, and we are answering your prayers.
We are, maybe one day we'll have 25 hours worth of podcast material to listen to, but for now, well, this is only, episode 8, I think?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's episode 8.
I hope so.
I'm losing... Is it bad that we're already losing track, like only 8 episodes in? Like, oh, which one is this?
Yeah, it's like, I think you have the right to do that after, like, I don't know, 20 or so, or 50?
Yeah, like 20 or 30.
But we haven't even gotten to 10, and we're losing count.
Like, fuck, we're in single digits, and we don't know which podcast number this is. But yes, Ryan is back from his vacation in his home state of South Carolina. Tell us a little bit about it, Ryan.
Well, basically, I go back home.
Yeah.
I stay in my room for a good bit, and I use my dad's car when I'm called out to downtown Columbia to hang out with people, and then I drive it back so he can.
Gather round, children. It's a new episode of Super Megacast.
9 to be exact.
Yeah, episode 9. Would you look at that?
Wow, it's time's going by fucking fast.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. Honestly, this past week has just been shooting by, probably for me, because I sleep until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon every day. That's not a joke, and that's something that I really need to get in check.
Yeah, you didn't wake up till like 5 today, really. Well, get out of bed. You woke up probably around, noon? But stayed in bed till like 5.
I should probably see a doctor, because I think there might be something wrong with me because it's weird, because the thing is, no matter what time I go to bed, I'll still wake up at like 2 or 3 and still not feel rested, so maybe I should see a doctor, Ryan. Maybe I have cancer. Well, anyway, guys, welcome back to Super Megacast. Last week, we talked about how we were going to go see a movie called Swiss Army Man, starring Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano. Is it Dano or Dano? Dano. Well, Ryan, what did you think of the movie? Let's hear it.
I thought it was refreshing and different from the usual fodder that's released to cinemas nowadays. There's my pretentious quote for the day. But, if we're talking about it, most things that are coming out follow the same formula.
Very cookie-cutter movies.
Even though this, movie follows just the kind of plot formula of, the climax and all that stuff, but it was just it was a different premise than you usually get, of course, being that there's a dead body that has all these magical tricks up its sleeve when you want to use it for survival.
Yeah. So, just for the people that don't know what we're talking about, Swiss Army Man is a movie that is in theaters as of the time of this podcast being released. And it is about a man marooned on an island, and he finds a dead body played by Daniel Radcliffe that washes up on the shore. And he is mentally insane, and he believes that the body is alive, and throughout the movie, it's him trying to find civilization, and he's using the body as a machine gun, and
like Swiss Army Man, Swiss Army knife,
Yeah, it has a bunch of uses, but that is basically the gist of the movie. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the trailer, or go watch the movie. If when you're listening to this, the movie is online. It's a very good movie, but that's just a quick all the movie in one
synopsis.
Yeah, synopsis. But overall, I thought the movie, like what Ryan said, was very refreshing because it was weird. And I don't think there's enough weird movies that come out these days because most movies are very Hollywood.
Tame.
Yeah, very simple plot. You can guess if you show me a movie trailer, odds are you can guess the entire plot of the movie from the trailer.
Yeah.
Swiss Army Man wasn't like that at all. When Ryan first showed me the trailer a few months ago, we were both really perplexed by it, and it was this what the fuck is this movie gonna be? It's so bizarre, and that's what made me want to see it in the first place.
Not only that, but the cast, Paul Dano and Daniel Radcliffe working together is amazing. I loved Paul Dano ever since I've seen him in Little Miss Sunshine, and of course then seeing his work continue on into There Will Be Blood and other movies, of course, in the future. But those are the two movies that I think of when Paul Dano comes to mind. And Daniel Radcliffe is coming out of the whole Harry Potter era, I think, just perfectly. It's very smart that he's picking these types of roles. They're different, they're weird, it puts him out there. And you and I even saw a trailer where he plays an undercover neo-Nazi.
Yeah, neo-Nazi.
So, I'm loving that Daniel Radcliffe is getting out from that Harry Potter thing, and he's doing a fucking great job at it, in my opinion.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, because, most actors, after they play one big role, it's really hard for them to separate themselves from that role and to move on and do other big things. A lot of big actors, after playing a big role, they go on and play other roles, but they never play anything that is seen as a big, significant role.
Yeah.
Like Bryan Cranston, for example, is doing what Daniel Radcliffe is doing, because he was, after Malcolm in the Middle ended, everyone's like, well, how's he ever going to be in anything else? And then he did Breaking Bad, which was 10 times bigger than
And now
Malcolm
people are thinking the same thing. How is he going to do anything else? But he has been coming out with movies that have been at least critically successful. There was Trumbo, which
The Infiltrator is coming out too.
Yeah.
Which is it's kind of funny because now he's playing the opposite of what he played in Breaking Bad. He's playing an undercover cop that's trying to bust Pablo Escobar, which is like one of the biggest drug kingpins in history. So looks like an interesting movie, and I do want to see that.
But back to Swiss Army Man. I mean, you know, we'll go into more depth into like reviews and stuff when we get our movie review segment underway on Super Mega. Yeah. But let's just go around the thing. Would you recommend it, Matt?
Oh, absolutely. I actually want to see it again in theaters because I don't know. It was so weird and different, but it was so charming and also so, I don't know, it's a movie that after it ended, I thought about it a lot. It's one of those, because most movies you see, you leave the theater and you're like, that was a good movie. And then you don't really think about it that much again. But this is one of those movies that as days went on after I saw it, I was still thinking about it. And I think movies that do that to me, that stay in my head, to me, I think that means it's a really good movie. And I really enjoyed the cinematography. The soundtrack was... I fucking love the soundtrack. Ryan and I have been singing it all week.
Popcorn, dude.
Pop, pop, pop,
yeah,
pop.
I definitely recommend it, and I'm going to have to take you up on that. We're going to have to go see it again because, as you said, after the movie ended, I was perplexed, but I was also just kind of reinvigorated to try to jump into that whole world and just kind of like not pick it apart necessarily, but kind of look at things knowing how it plays out, just kind of now paying attention to all the like minor things that you usually look out for in a second watch. It's definitely a fun, immature movie that handles mature topics very well.
Super immature movie.
Yeah, but like it's such a feel good movie.
It is.
There's like the montages in it, even though they're one of the songs on the album is montage.
It's like the main theme to the movie is called that.
But like the montage, it's just I haven't felt this happy in a movie in a long time, and it's I think it's strictly because it's just you're looking at it from a different perspective than you would, boy meets girl, nerdy boy meets extrovert girl who shows him how to be himself.
Boy meets dead corpse, and it's funny because these montage scenes in the movie, it's like it's this guy in this dead body secluded from civilization, but it makes you feel so warm in your heart because I don't know, to me it emulated the feeling that I felt as a kid playing in the woods with my best friends.
Sorry, one more thing about the movie, we'll get on to other topics of course after this, is just I have to commend it for practical effects. I love that they did things practically. You and I saw a featurette on YouTube where it showed us that they didn't bitch out on all this stuff by going the green screen
They
route.
didn't do any CGI, they didn't do any like fake special effects with the computer. All the effects in the movie were done.
At least most of the effects.
Yeah,
I don't know
most
all
of them. But we saw this featurette that showed that like all the fire, all of the all the effects in the movie were practical.
Yeah, like when it, as you said, when it comes to like them catching on fire, when it comes to like certain scenes when the bus they made is kind of moving and shaking, and you can see the crew members standing around throwing leaves into the scene and with fans and everything, and it's so great to just kind of see all these people using their imagination with a movie about imagination.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that sets this movie apart. Is so many movies are made by big Hollywood studios by a bunch of dudes in suits in a room, and the whole point of the movie is how can we make a movie that people will go see, that will get a lot of money, will sell a lot of tickets? And you can tell that this movie was more of a passion project between these two directors.
The Daniels.
Yeah, that they wanted to make something imaginative and fun and weird, and they weren't afraid if it wasn't going to not sell a lot of tickets. They made what they wanted to make, and overall, it came out to be a really fucking amazing movie.
Yeah. But yeah, we both recommend it. Go see it. If you enjoy this segment of the podcast, then you will enjoy the little movie review show we have cooked up for you that will come out in the future.
Yes.
So
we're also not paid by this movie to promote it. We just really like it.
Also, you know what? just came out like an hour ago.
Yeah, what came out an hour ago, Ryan?
Pokemon Go.
What? Sounded like a hook in like a trap song.
Hey.
Yeah, but by the time we're recording this podcast, I think Pokemon Go came out like 2 hours ago, and we both just downloaded it, and we've been playing it, messing around with it, and we actually just
There's
finished.
a video on our channel, I think, right now.
Yeah, by the time this podcast comes out, there's a video of us messing around with Pokemon Go on the channel, so go check that out. But Ryan,
just released today.
Yeah, it's a fun little mobile game. It's different, and it is. I don't know.
It gets you out. It gets you outside. Gets you to like explore local kind of things. Like there's this painting that I thought it looked like graffiti to me, but for some reason, this painting is a part of this app in terms of like you get to learn about it.
Yeah. So there's this painting kind of near